What's up, everyone? Trent here.
Along with Julia.
Welcome back to the channel. We're back with episode 4 of The Last of Us Day 1. And Dina and Ellie, the revenge mission has begun.
Mm-hmm.
They've left Wyoming and arrived in Seattle to track down Abby and the rest of the gang that murdered Joel. Seemingly quiet. They only encountered the dead cult members on the way. But that ending...
Yeah.
The WLF is much larger than expected, and marching down the street with the armoured vehicles, it is going to be very interesting when they both meet.
Yes.
What happens. Yeah, I don't think Ellie and Dina are expecting that at all. So yeah, let's check it out.
Let's go.
Now, the thing
Ooh,
about
back to
this
2018.
one night, and you guys know me, like I'm fucking easy on voters, right?
That ain't what they say.
Oh yeah, well fuck them because they'd rather have me than Greenberg. So I got 3 voters against the wall. I caught them red-handed disseminating pamphlets.
WLF stuff?
I thought it was. Turned out later it was some like religious crap, but I didn't fucking know that. So I called for backup.
Okay, so we got the cult and the WLF against Fedra.
And he's all like, what are you fucking calling for? Well, you can't handle 3 voters? What do these fucking pussies even do? I say, I caught them.
The young one seems uncomfortable.
disseminating. And he goes, you fucking perverts are out here jerking off and splooging on my streets.
Oh, so funny.
So one of the voters turns back to look at me like, are you gonna tell him? And that's when the guy decides to open his mouth anyway and goes, well, actually, the word disseminate means, and Greenberg slams his fucking head against the wall. There goes his teeth, just blood.
So celebrating abusing their power.
Yeah.
And Greenberg goes, no one asked you, jizz boy.
Yeah, the young one's not liking this at all.
Yeah, he's not laughing. Well,
There,
not like,
there he is now.
not
He
like-
wasn't before.
But why do you call them that? The citizens, why do you call them voters?
I don't know, because that's what we fucking call them. Who cares?
Because we took away their rights.
Oh, Jeffrey Wright, hell yeah.
Took away their right to vote, and somebody started calling them voters to mock them.
I was going to say it sounded deflammatory.
So now you know.
Yeah, dehumanizing.
I didn't mean anything by it, Sarge.
Of course you didn't, you're thoughtless.
Sorry.
Ooh.
How many?
A lot.
Could be WLF, lock and load.
No,
Sarge.
I'm gonna go talk to them. Alone. Protocol is to obey your commanding officer, period. The end. Now, if we go out there and force, this will end up the way it always does. Because you're all Greenberg.
I was going to say they're all very trigger happy. They all look unarmed as well.
They all look fed up.
You. Come with me. Learn something.
That's a damning assessment of the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all beyond saving, you're not.
You Isaac?
You hammer hand.
They know each other.
Know of, yeah. Oh my god! Damn!
Just turned on them all.
Welcome to the fight.
Now make your choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No pressure.
Damn!
Yeah. Yeah, kid, you might learn something. So I guess that's how the WLF started taking over from Fedra.
Yeah, and how most of Fedra kind of disappeared.
Yeah. So that was a badass way to introduce a character.
Yeah.
Ooh, you rocking a yeast infection?
Not today, but give me time. Good news, I found a gallon jug of milk. Yum.
Make sure to smell it first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case. Yeah, I'm done. There's nothing else back here.
Ooh, what'd you find?
Hey, I'm gonna pee. Give me a minute.
Okay.
What did you find?
That is beautiful.
Thanks. You okay? Yeah.
Pregnancy test. Had to pee.
Maybe, yeah.
Right, hit it. People to kill.
Which is why she's now
so
awkward.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Punch buggy.
I don't understand. I thought they bombed here.
Yeah, I heard that too. Guess not this part.
What's up with all the rainbows?
I don't know. Maybe they were all optimists.
Pride stuff.
All the pride stuff.
Reminds me of walking through Darlinghurst. Ugh.
So much for a happy, proud rainbow town.
Yeah, that's a big contrast.
I've never seen a tank this close.
Me neither.
Ellie.
Don't go looking in it.
The excitement on her face.
Man, Pedro got fucked up out here. You think it was the WLF?
I don't know. All these bodies are in Fedra gear. Almost looks like they were fighting each other.
Huh. Good eye. Wonder what that was about.
Yeah. I love the frustration she just had of Ellie, damn it. You didn't have to look in the tank, Ellie.
You didn't have to look in the tank.
3 burnt skeletons, like Apollo 1.
What?
Grissom, White, Chaffee, early astronauts. They're supposed to be the first ones to go to the moon, but they never made it off the launch pad. Burned up in their capsule.
That's an odd fact to have.
Well, at least they died for something worthwhile.
These guys are just assholes killed by other assholes.
Oh, looky
A nice,
here.
simple way to put it.
Check out the building on the hill.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
You sure about that?
Oh my god, are you gonna fucking tell me?
If you paint a sign big enough to be seen from miles away, that
Yeah.
means you want people to know that you're there.
That's exactly right.
Also means more likely than not, you're prepared. And
They're on a hill, so they'll see us coming.
They have the high ground.
on horseback in broad daylight, so just a little.
So we wait until dark and we head out on foot.
And right here is the perfect place to hole up because, well, no one's around, which you proved brilliantly with your tank hatch maneuver.
Yeah.
Dick.
Dick! So right now, Ellie is very lucky that Dina's there. 'Cause
Yeah. She ain't thinking
No.
clearly.
I'll say it again. Nothing better happened to Shimmer.
Oh, they're in a record store.
Record store, though.
Nice.
Good Shimmer. I'd be so sad I wouldn't be able to play any of the vinyls.
I'd still be so paranoid making
Yeah,
noise,
making
though.
noise.
Shout if somebody tries to kill you. That's the plan.
Is there a fresh one? Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Oh, nice.
It's like saying hello to an old friend.
That's a shot.
Mm. It's like the spotlight's on her. I don't know what to say. Nice. I was trying to sneak up and listen. Go on, don't be embarrassed. Serenade her.
Yeah.
Take on me. Take on me. Good. I like it. I like it. I like it. Fitting it for the acoustic. I like it. Just feels like she's on stage.
Yeah.
Look at the way she's looking at him. It's just so lovely. You can just see the adoration. And the awkward.
You've gotten pretty good.
Thanks. All those lessons from Joel.
Taught you well.
Yep.
He did.
Hungry? Starving. Great. Come on, I'll make us beef jerky.
If you had have asked me what song was she going to play, Take On
Take
Me
On
would
Me
not
was-
have been the one I would have thought. What a shot. It's almost like carrying Joel around with her every time she picks up the guitar.
When I was a younger man and I wanted to impress a woman, well, you have to know your strengths. And I was kind of shy. I didn't know how to talk to women. So what I would do is cook for them. And I was good. Good enough to deserve quality tools. But did I have the money for that? No, I did not. I would go into Williams-Sonoma. It's a cookware store, you wouldn't know. I would stare at these.
Why do I feel like this is
Mobile.
going to turn into a
Best of
torture
the best
session?
French, of course.
He's talking down to someone.
Yeah.
And I would think, okay, one day I will own a Mauviel saucepan. And I was right. Just not how I planned. The strange benefits of the apocalypse. A copper's a bit of a pain in the ass. You have to polish it a lot, but it heats faster than anything. Highly conductive. Of course, this means it doesn't retain heat the way cast iron does, which of the two makes copper the inferior choice for interrogations. But
Oh my god, I was right!
if you own Mauviel,
Oh dear.
use Mauviel.
She watches over me.
Then she
I was
was
gonna say-
watching you get your ass kicked.
One of the cult members.
You know, there are even scars who don't believe she's some magic fairy in the sky, huh? Some of you actually understand she was just a person.
Heretics.
Of course. The steel handles stay cool. Little touches.
He's so calm about the whole thing. Where are you gonna,
Oh,
where are you
I
gonna
don't know
burn
where
him?
you're going to put it.
Where are you gonna burn it?
Where are the scars attacking next?
Seraphites.
Hold out your hand.
So we've got the Seraphites versus the...
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah.
yeah.
So fucked. Shut up.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Watches over me. She fills my soul. She watches over
Oh.
She fills my soul. She watches over me.
You put an arrow in a little boy's head. Was she filling your soul then? She'd tell you to kill children?
You kill our children.
Never by choice. You train them to shoot at us.
Because your wolves killed them.
Because you train them to shoot at us.
Because you broke the truth.
Because you broke the truth. Because you broke it, because we broke it. I'm not playing your little chicken and egg games today, Scar. Where is the next attack?
You're gonna lose.
Are we? We have automatic weapons and hospitals, and you lunatics have bolt-action rifles, bows and arrows, and superstition. So tell me, how are we going to lose?
You're very prideful.
Every day, one of your wolves comes to see the truth and takes her into their heart. Every day a wolf leaves you to become a seraphite. And none of us ever leave.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, look at that.
That,
Yeah.
yep. Oh god.
Part of you,
God damn. it's not going on that other hand now.
No. Yep, saw that coming.
Good.
Mercy.
Scar got what he deserved. Fucking animal.
Just completely dehumanizing people.
Oh boy. Second floor.
What have you seen now?
So somebody hopped onto the shed, climbed the downspout, broke the window, and got cut on the way in?
Yep.
Well, I guess that's our way in too.
And if we run into wolves that weren't in Jackson? Agreed.
This idea is just getting worse, worse, and worse.
Yeah, I'm not trusting it too much.
Just because of the red flags that kind of pop up. Like, okay, cool. They have floodlights, which means they have generators, which means...
What the fuck is this?
So that's the aftermath of a Seraphite attack.
Yeah.
He isn't one of them.
No. But we're definitely in the right place.
And this should be the dawning on them of there's more than
There's
we
more,
think.
yeah. It was interesting there was talk of a truce and a breaking of the truce and stuff like that. So.
Between the WLF and Seraphites.
Fights, yeah.
Yeah. Holy
shit! Oh my god!
Dina?
Yeah, fair! I want to.
This is some Predator shit.
Get out of fucking Seattle.
Aren't any of them either.
Well, this is a good opposing side to how the Seraphites are treating the WLF.
Mm-hmm.
What a horrific shot. Feel her love.
Oh, isn't that
In
just terrifying?
blood.
That group we saw in the woods, they did this.
What the fuck is wrong with Seattle?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, are the people still there?
It's the same ones we use. Have she called for backup?
Yeah, we gotta get out of here.
Yes.
Yes.
Get down, down.
Because it's completely staged.
Fuck me. Look at this.
Yeah, it's all set up for display to get
Yeah.
this response.
Cut them down.
Shouldn't we secure the station first?
I said cut them the fuck down. The rest of you fan out. And go slow. The scars are still here. Find them and kill them. With intestines all over the fucking place. So I don't really give a shit. I don't give a shit if it's a woman or a kid. Look, I don't care if it's a fucking baby. Look what they did. Now fan the fuck out.
The fact that all that was said while focusing on Ellie, just
Yep.
the tension.
The tension's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
The anxiety-inducing...
And a very bad predicament for them because they're just going to assume
Yeah, they're going to
Seraphite as soon
assume
as they see him.
Seraphites. Yeah, it's shoot on sight.
Yeah.
Stairs clear.
I could not imagine playing this in game. I'd be freaking yeeting the controller at the TV.
Good, Ellie. I was wondering if she was going to sneak or take him out. Got the sleeper on. Oh! Go, Dina!
Oh! Go, 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 go!
All the eerie beauty that Seattle had in the daylight's just gone
it's just
with the
gone.
storm.
It's horrifying.
Yeah. We small.
We small. We crawl.
We small, we nimble.
We're in the transit tunnel. Circle to south entrance.
This is also one of the issues with not being familiar with the area or terrain. They know.
They know, yeah.
All the entry and exit points. Why do I feel like this is the worst place you could possibly be?
Is this place gonna fall down on us?
Maybe.
We're not find out. Let's go that way.
Just be stealthy. Oh no, no, no. Oh no. Suddenly the WLF are not the things they
They're
have
not
to worry
the thing
about.
to worry about, no.
Oh dear.
Sam.
I thought it was supposed to be empty. It was.
Yeah, but you made a lot of noise.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh no.
The terror in Dina's face, it's way more than 5.
Yep. And they're moving quick.
Holy crap! Oh, we got a
come on,
horn.
run. Oh my
They're
god.
overrun. Oh.
I'd rather skeletons.
This is so
if I'm
cool.
like, I hate all of this.
I love all of this. This
I
is
hate
so
it.
cool. The red light. Ah! The red
The
light.
mood lighting's not doing anything for me.
They're in a very confined space, and that glass is. Holy crap! Where did that come from?
Ah!
Dina's an excellent shot.
She is. She's an excellent shot. This is just... Ah!
I just love the detail in each one. Every single person
everyone
is unique.
Like different and unique and.
Hopefully they're not totally dexterous yet. Just the
Oh
turn
my
and
God,
they
the
all turn.
turn. Oh. Come on.
But they'll just throw themselves at the gate and just go. I agree, Ellie. I hate those
I
gates.
hate those gates. Yeah.
Absolutely hate
I
them.
got stuck in one. I hate them.
I hate them. Oh god. Whoa. Shoot it.
She's gonna have to tell her.
Hopefully it counterbalances it. None of them can actually figure out how it works. And she won't be
No.
able to let that go.
Yeah, she can't ignore that.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
very hesitant.
Yep.
Get away from monsters at an old-time movie theatre. Perfect.
Yeah.
It's not looking like Phantom of the Opera at all. Dina staying that constant
It's not perfect, but if anyone tries
distance.
to, I'll buy something.
Yeah.
She's so sad.
What are you doing?
You haven't told her.
Yeah, gotta come clean.
Okay. Okay, I know you're scared.
Please don't.
But I need you to understand something.
Please don't make this any harder than it has to be.
Wait!
Why did you do that? Why the fuck did you have to do that?
Please listen to me. I would die for you. I would. But that is not what just happened. Fuck. I'm immune. I can't get infected.
That's hard for her to believe.
Yeah.
Do not fucking shoot me! I've been banned before. I'm still here.
Show her the scars.
I know you don't believe me. I'm gonna walk over there, nice and slow, to that big fucking chair, and I'm gonna bandage my arm and I'm gonna go to sleep. You're gonna sit as far away from me as you want, and you're gonna keep that gun pointed on me. If I turn, shoot me, but I promise. A lot of times I wish this wasn't true. I'm gonna wake up exactly as I am right now.
It's a big gambit.
Yeah.
Me.
It's a lot of trust to put in Ellie, though.
Yeah, it is. Oh.
Yeah, don't do silly movements like that.
Face, that's all. See? No shaking. I'm gonna stand up now.
The fact we can't even see Dina's face and what she's thinking or feeling behind the light.
Can I show you?
You can just see the glimmer of the tears in her eyes.
Ow.
Yeah.
Ellie. I'm pregnant.
No, it's cool.
Yeah. This is escalated.
This is escalated?
This must be Jesse's.
Yeah.
I could only imagine the what would have been going through Dina's mind, given how she was, looking at Ellie when she was being serenaded, and the love she was feeling, that
Yeah.
she would have lost the person that she loved. I'm glad it went from I'm going to shoot you to I'm pregnant
to I'm pregnant
to let's have sex to now cute snuggle.
Yeah. Emotional whiplash.
Yeah.
Morning breath. It's gross. Hold on.
But also little real moments like that morning breath.
I don't know if this is gonna be better.
Yeah.
Jerky breath.
Jerky breath, exactly.
Oh.
Wow, that's...
It's incredible.
Is this where you were bitten before?
Yep.
You said it was a burn.
Most of it is.
You did it to yourself?
I really wanted to wear short sleeves again. It's a little thing, but when you start to hide little things, they become big things.
You don't say.
Why now?
thought you were gone. And then all of a sudden, this future I was imagining
Went up in flames.
wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Where we're together and we have a kid and I don't even know if you want that. I want it with you.
Aww.
I'm sorry it took so long. I knew how you felt about me.
How? Saying it really well.
No.
No, you weren't.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to. When I was little, I told my mother I like boys and I like girls. And she said, no, you like boys. And it just, I got stuck. Even after she died, I tried to make things work with Jesse because I like him. I do. I think he's a really good guy. But he wasn't the one.
That's such a real situation as well.
Couldn't let myself just be.
You were scared.
Not everyone's as brave as you.
I'm not brave. I'm just obvious. Shut up.
But I like that whole moment of, I thought the future that I was picturing was going to be lost, which is why I came out and was honest with everything.
How do you know for sure that you're...
I started wondering after we saw the bodies in the forest because I've seen fucked up shit before without barfing. And I knew morning sickness was a thing. And I was late, which I've never been.
And then she
late
did it again with the hanging bodies.
Yeah.
I found a pregnancy test at the pharmacy and I peed on it.
Peed on it?
That's how it works. I don't just randomly piss on stuff.
This thing's pretty old. How do you know?
And here.
And here.
So, we're having a baby.
Oh, where?
I mean, we and also, I guess, Jesse or... It was Jesse, right? So we're all having a baby.
We're all having a
Holy shit. I'm gonna be a dad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good thing you have the radio.
Yeah.
He just said Nora.
Yeah.
She's gonna know
Where
where
Abby is, yeah. That's Lake Hill, but I don't know where we are anymore.
Okay, we go up high and we look around. Come on.
Don't rush things. Whoa.
Damn.
Yeah, did they not hear the gunfire in that radio communication?
Yeah, but the explosions and how much? Look
Yeah.
at it all. God damn.
See that white building out there? That's it. That's Lake Hill.
Is there all that conflict's happening? We need to go there. Oh, she's determined.
Yeah.
You don't have to go. You can stay here.
Fuck you.
No, I'm not saying... It's different now.
Yes, it is.
Will you please just think about it?
Together.
They set out to do from the start. I'm just worried that Ellie's now going to be overprotective
Yes.
and possibly make things actually put Dina
Dina
at
in
risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Oh,
great episode though.
Great episode though. I have emotional whiplash because that was a lot of things happening in a very short, what felt like, it probably wasn't. It's probably like a solid 20 minutes, but
Yeah.
it felt like a very short amount of time of bam, 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 bam.
Well, we got a good look at how Seattle was and the backstory between the Seraphites and the WLF.
But we got a really good indication of it's not just a war on two fronts in regards to the
WLF, the Wolves.
the wolves against the infected. It's the wolves with the Seraphites and the infected. For them to go down, know where that tunnel ended up to go, I thought it was meant to be quiet and then have that many infected flood it.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like she was counting, and it wasn't just like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It then became 10, 20,
I can't discern
40,
how many there are
50,
anymore. Yeah. But the sheer terror when she got to 5, and then she had the look on her face of the shaking hand.
Shake of 5. Yeah.
But the fact that, it was the celebration of Pride in Seattle at the start, and then literally around the corner you see remnants of the conflict.
Yeah.
But Dina making the statement of they've done this to themselves. Like, it's fighting each other, not fighting infected.
Yeah.
But getting the nice introduction to Isaac. Jeffrey Wright, my God, he's so freaking good.
That was a really good introduction. Scary as sin, but good.
But showing the rise of the WLF as a resistance group against Fedra.
Yep.
And showing how Fedra were being oppressive to them, taking away their rights, calling them voters.
Calling them voters. That was a very hard, intro to sit there and to go, what the hell are we talking? What's this?
Because we were just thrown in the middle of that context and conversation,
and you're listening to it, and you're like going, this is a laugh of.
No, it's the typical toxic BS that gets spewed, and
then to listen to it, to then have have that guy that you questioned and went, he doesn't seem to be in on it,
or he's very new and he's not getting why they're laughing at
and
people
then
being oppressed.
To have the, why do you call them that? I don't know, we just do. Well, no, we call them it as a joke because we took away their rights.
And then it gives so much context to Isaac as to why he was throwing barbs at them, setting them all up to kill them all off and join the WLF. But the fact that they were silencing anyone that was disseminating against Fedra, and obviously Isaac had enough of that. But now we've got the warring factions of the WLF and the Seraphites, which I want more context to that, because even in that interrogation, the torture scene, there was reference to to a truce.
Yep.
There was
multiple truces,
and it's now a matter of who started what.
Yeah.
Who's retaliating, who's instigating, who's escalating.
Like a very, we did it because you did it. And
now there's no...
What phrase did he use? Your egg and chicken conundrum.
Yeah.
Where it's in there going, well, you...
What came first, the chicken or the egg? Yeah.
But having the comment of, you use children, you shoot children, you teach them. It's very interesting to...
But then have that scene with... Then the follow-up of the mutilation the Seraphites have done.
Yeah, to have that almost like the next page be the don't feel sorry for these guys because of the atrocities they are doing as well. Don't feel sorry for these guys because of the atrocities that you saw it processed through both Ellie's face.
It's the complete ambiguity of human nature in this regard.
You saw the horror of the girls' faces when they saw the
intestines everywhere.
The mutilation of the Seraphites last episode.
Yes.
And because of the killing, especially the kids, because that's what they were most shocked at.
Yes.
To then see the literal staging of gutting and
the dead wolves.
The dead wolves.
Yeah.
And then
the writing.
And then the writing
in blood with their logo.
Yeah.
But that line, whilst the guy was being tortured, of the every day, and it was how are you going to win?
How are you going to win?
Every day, one of you comes to us, but none of us go to you.
Yeah, none of us leave.
But see, that's also a lie, because the Seraphites were escaping. They were leaving. They were leaving the wolves to get out of Seattle last episode. So they were leaving to get away from the conflict.
It would be interesting to see, because when they came up, was the cart... I need to check which way the cart was facing, if that makes sense, if they were heading to a compound or away from another.
They were heading away from Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah, they were leaving the conflict last episode.
It's interesting
and the
looking
wolves
at the
tracked
factions.
Them down. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to now see the Seraphites, if we see more of them and their leader, if we see who's leading them.
Who's leading them, because they have this not mythical, but
the deity.
The deity of her.
The prophet, sorry.
The prophet.
Yeah.
So who's the voice of their prophet? Who is... Because it was an interesting comment to sit there and go, there were times where some of you just remembered she was human.
Yeah, and then...
Not that deity
not
aspect,
the prophet.
but
And then the other one, then he was like their
was it?
No, it's the D. It starts with D. I always forget what it is.
Yeah.
Not dissenters. They're
It's
almost hit my tongue and I can't get it.
Yeah, but that was interesting because then there is the doubt within that cause as well. In the same way that there's the devout ones who sit there and follow the wolves
blindly. It's
sit there and to have the opposing people on opposite doors going, this is torture, this is wrong,
and the
what
mercy
the hell
of
is
him
this?
being put out of his misery,
and then that's what he deserved, having that guy who was given that choice in the intro.
But you know what's funny about the two that were standing outside is that it basically solidified what the Seraphites said of one of you will go to us.
One of you,
the one who said thank God it's over is more likely to be the one that leaves, where you've got the other one that's very much like Isaac.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
It's very interesting to sit there and to almost the wolves themselves are a cult in that regard as well. It's just a different...
Well, you're just following a leader.
It's a different flavour.
Following a leader with a philosophy.
Yeah.
But no, I'm very interested to see that conflict go throughout the next few episodes because that was
intense.
A lot, as you said, it escalated very quickly.
It escalated very,
But the train sequence, crawling through the train, just Ellie being selfless and sacrificing the arm. Obviously, she knows she's immune, but also I feel like that's an act that she would have done regardless to protect Dina.
I feel so too, because again, Dina was like, okay, cool, up. Scrambling, not getting it. She became the pusher.
Ellie was always the last one up.
Ellie was last one up.
Yeah, she was always protecting.
Sure she was protecting her.
Yeah, I like that little touch. But that entire sequence in the lobby where you have Dina keeping the same distance, had the thunder basically representing that, she's going to transform into a monster. That's basically every monster transformation is lightning and thunder.
Really done in an old cinema aspect or theatre when you
old
have
monster movies.
Old monster movies, Phantom of the Opera, that changing. Like that was a very nice little touch as well.
Yeah, and it added to the eeriness and such. But the mood. But that whole sequence of keeping the flashlight and we can't see her face, it's behind the flashlight, behind the glare. Every so often you just see an outline of her face,
or this, like,
and you can see the glistening of her eyes. But then Ellie with her look, like, how do you put forward to someone who wouldn't believe in immunity or doesn't know immunity, and you have to convince them? I'm going to sit over there.
And, if I transform, shoot me.
And to be fair, it didn't look like Dina slept at all, at all. But. Typical Ellie waking up with the with the thing, how to act like you're infected.
Yeah.
But it was so good, and that there were just some really beautiful moments again in the chaos and the death. Having "Take on Me" be the song that's being serenaded, and just having Dina sitting down, and Ellie have the quiet acknowledgement of Joel taught me. And the pride she had in that. It was a happy memory.
It was a happy memory for her, It's something that can't be...
But you saw how she was when the acoustic came out, and it was clean, it was fine. Yes. She was relieved. She wanted... Like, that's basically her environment, a record store, music everywhere. And just having that... The hole in the wall with the sun coming in, spotlight on the stage for her to play.
Yeah.
The vines in their eerie nature making a really nice backdrop. Here's this beautiful song, this serenade, almost like a siren singing and serenading their song.
But then the really nice moments after the realization that Ellie's not going to turn and that she's pregnant as well, kind of getting to the crux of the situation of why now?
Yeah.
Why at this point? Well, I watched the dream life I was building with you
about to fade away.
Yeah. I saw it all crumble. I'm going to lose everything, and now I'm not. So the relief of that, and then also the realization of cementing this is what she wants as well. And then the really nice moment of, I'm gonna be a dad.
I'm gonna be a dad.
We're gonna have a kid. Wait, he's gonna be involved too.
I guess.
What? I guess.
Yeah, I guess. We've given Bella Ramsey props every episode, but Isabella Merced.
Isabella,
she's
selling it.
Is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, she has had so much range as Dina. Like, it's just
and they're bouncing
awesome.
off each other well.
Very well.
Really well.
Very well. But you just, the way she's looking at Bella in every scene, to convey that emotion and make it feel like she's genuinely feeling that is a skill, because it would be very easy to have those moments of contrived and fake kind of emotion. But you feel like she's feeling it.
Yeah.
She's going to be phenomenal in everything she's in, and it's made me so excited for her as Hawk Girl in Superman. Like,
that's right, she is too. Yeah,
it's going to be great. She's done so well. But we got a look at a potential another leader in the WLF that Jeffrey Wright, that Isaac shook hands with.
Yeah,
that we haven't seen any of those again. So I wonder if they're gonna Hanrahan.
It started with H.
Hanrahan, I think.
Hanrahan, yeah. It's going to be interesting looking at
these other characters and threads that have been introduced.
If they go and explore into those characters and into the organization, how much information we get. Because I feel like we're going to get probably a little bit more than what like Ellie are going to get. But like how long have they been in control of Seattle? Like, so there's so many questions, and it'll be interesting to see if it's very similar, how much you play out in game, because
we saw it was all 2018 that this all started, and it's 11 years later, so they've been in control for a while. I would like to know when the Seraphites came into it.
Yes,
because they were actually on the transport at the start. They said that the WLF and the cultists.
Yeah, you thought it
religious.
was the Wolves they just ended up being a religious.
Yeah,
that was
religious crazies or whatever they said it was. So the WLF and the Seraphites have been
kind of
ongoing the entire time. So it's now escalated, obviously quite big, especially at the end with all the
with that fighting,
with the fighting. That let's go towards the explosions.
Yep. But another really nice touch with the flares coming out of, clearly the infected haven't been a threat for a while.
Yeah.
And clearly they've been in hiding or very much underground, or in isolated parts of the city, potentially, don't know. But to sit there and to have that fear, that utter fear on their faces was, I thought, this was meant to be clear. This was meant to be clear.
But it's also playing into that the infected are being smarter.
They're evolving.
Yeah, they're being smarter because
which is terrifying.
Because we've had them underground to keep warm in the snow, so it wouldn't surprise me if they're building numbers and...
It's interesting we're getting a lot more runners, I guess is what they're called, the ones that are not fully transformed.
Where the hell did that clicker come from in the carriage?
Right?
Shut the door.
But yeah, we seem to be seeing a lot more of the runners kind of this season, which are just as horrifying.
Well, they just throw themselves at everything.
Throw themselves. They're just pushing the body to its absolute max and throwing themselves at train carriages and gates and doors and walls and no regard. It's...
Yeah, so stalkers and runners we're seeing.
Yeah.
But the subtle touch of, you have the WLF coming in and blocking the exits and making life difficult. But that seeing the flare land and then go into the track and you just see the
the tendrils.
The tendril just sway a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it probably was abandoned because all the connecting spores and plant life hadn't registered anything there yet.
In ages, yeah.
Yeah, so they're all probably in a different area, but the fact they just ran through and it was just a huge hole in a confined space, Yeah.
Yeah.
But what a great, like, just such a good horror moment of the glass, banging on the
Yes.
glass and the trains, the red light setting that eerie tone, breaking through.
As someone who finds, especially this show, so anxiety inducing, a lot of it just comes from that choice of silence and the choice of building music. It's not necessarily that horror.
When the monsters
build-up.
are there, it's
when
not
the
bad.
monsters
It's
are
the
there.
build-up to it.
Yeah, when the monsters appear, cool. They're monsters. It's not that bad. You get a jump scare, but it's the build-up, the constant either low thumb or drum of something coming, and it's like,
or you just hear
are
in the
you
speaker.
safe? Are you? Yeah, it's this constant state of not safe, and it's great to portray that and pique my anxiety for freaking an hour episode to just be sitting here going.
But it's just
it's great.
But it does well to remind the viewer just how, you know, the world got to this situation with the infected taking over and why people are like this, and the moral ambiguity and the choices that people make, like, to be terrible people. But again, it's the infected are monsters, but the humans are the monsters as well.
Yeah.
They're doing horrific things.
They're showing both sides of it really well.
And you know when someone's doing a little soliloquy at the start talking about Williams and Sonoma and copper pans, that it's not going to turn out well for whoever they're talking to, because who needs to introduce a concept like that?
Okay, yes, I used to seduce women by cooking, and I was kind of good at that, and I wish I had these pans. Me. Torture!
To be fair, he was cooking.
Yeah.
He was just cooking flesh. But no, Jeffrey Wright
amazing
could
actor.
be in literally everything.
Yeah, very
and
easily.
just steal every scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, Isaac's very much an interesting character that I'm looking forward to seeing more of. But Seattle has now escalated big time.
Yeah.
Especially bringing the infected in. I did not expect
I
expected just to have the
I expected kind of the two faction aspect, but not.
Because the way I was thinking of, they're roaming the streets with the militia. They're just taking out anything in their way. So I'm like, I thought it was going to be like a stealth thing to try and, you know, avoid soldiers, but which was in there.
Yeah.
But there was just another level above that.
There's now, there's another level that's added to it. Yeah,
it's always a good.
war.
It's a good reminder, just that.
Yeah, this is still happening.
They're ever present. But but now we got Dina being pregnant, which I think Ellie is going to potentially.
She's going
overprotective
overprotective
and cause friction between the two.
Yeah.
Because she won't want to put her in harm's way.
Yeah.
And Dina will always go.
Yeah.
In her, she's the logical one.
She's the logical one. Yeah. Well, as we saw when she was like, "You don't go to the giant thing that says that has the name on it."
Yeah.
Because it probably means it's protected
in broad daylight
on a horse
in open streets on a horse. Yeah. No, she's the logical thinker and planner, and I just love that it was like every time she looked through binoculars, it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. But no, great episode.
Yeah.
It's got me excited for the rest. Now that they're in Seattle.
I'm terrified.
But again, we're four episodes. We've only had Abby, and we haven't had any other glimpses of Abby since she killed Joel.
Since she killed Joel, yeah.
She's just the end goal for this revenge plan. She's the end goal for
the revenge plan, but I don't think they
don't need to see her.
Yeah.
We got a reference to their Nora. So we're probably gonna see other members of Abby's group involved.
Yeah. Well, the very interesting thing is when they're walking through, and Abby's looking at all the faces of all the people hanging. It was none of them are here, and it was almost realization for Abby to go, none of them are here, which means there's more.
There's sectors.
There's so many more people than what I expected.
Yeah.
Like almost clicking into it that it's almost a town
level. It's not a small militia. It's a citywide.
It's a citywide. It's going to be interesting to watch them realize how big both factions are.
Yeah. But no, great episode. Excited for the next one. Tell us your thoughts on episode 4 in the comments. I'm Trent.
I'm Julia.
As always, keep it nerdy.